Welcome back to Into the Wings podcast, your musical theatre podcast exploring the on and off stage lives of your favourite musical theatre performers and creatives. Today I'm joined by the fantastic Alex Charles, who is currently in Pretty Woman, but not for much longer, right?
No, it finishes next week.
Next week. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think it's. I'm ready for something new, a different change of scenery. Because been associated with it for 3 years, so
it's a long time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on today.
No,
I
appreciate it.
Thank you for
having me. Thank you for having me.
It's good. For the viewers that don't know the story of Pretty Woman and your character Giulio, would you mind just giving a brief overview of the plot, your character?
Yeah. So in the film, so if you've not seen the film, basically a hooker falls in love with a rich billionaire guy. He pays her to be his. I don't know, just friend. And then they fall in love, and then happily ever after. It's pretty much adult Disney, really.
Yeah. It's a nice story. Yeah. It's a feel good.
It is a feel good. It's one for the hen dos and the ones to bring your partners to, and it's just a good night out. It's fun. My character isn't really in the film. He is, but he doesn't do much. But on Broadway, they loved it and they just made it a bigger character. It's a comic relief. Nice little comic duo with me and the hotel manager, who also doubles up as many other characters. So yeah, he's sort of like the Buttons in the pantomime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice character.
It is. It's good fun.
I liked it. It was nice to have the comic relief. You touched on the audiences. You get hen-dos, couples. I can imagine you get a lot of people that aren't necessarily normal musical theatre fans that will go to like Hamilton, Wicked.
It's a good gateway musical, I'd say. Like, it's if you're not a musical theatre person but you love the film, you're going to get that. But then you will get an introduction of the world of musical theatre, and that is a good way for the non-theatre fans to see it. And crowds love it. It's a good party. It's a feel good. You get pretty much all the quotes from the film, of the iconic 1991 film. We had the writers in the room when we were rehearsing and stuff. So it was always good to have them there, so we can ask some questions about our character and go more in depth than you would from the film. So especially with my character, like, why is he this? Why is he doing that? What's his thought? All of that jazz. Yeah.
How was the rehearsal process? Talk me through.
Yeah, well, it was a long time ago, but it's it was good. It was this was my first West End show, so I was making my debut, so I was sort of I need to impress. Hope I did. But no, it was good fun. It's a lovely cast. It was 4 weeks rehearsal, which is pretty normal. Had bits of set and stuff. Some of the crew there, they're lovely. Because they were doing it fresh because they did it on Broadway, they did it in Germany, and they just wanted to change little things, either because of reviews or just personal reasons, artistically. So they did make some changes, cut some numbers out, just to make it a little shorter and just to make the pace go a bit better.
Did you so you mentioned having the writers in the room. What was that like? Did they have a lot of input into your character specifically? Yeah, and if we
changed things, there's a moment in the show where I walk in and with Edward's friend, and he's got the bag and the wig of Vivian's. He's like, oh, poo, I need to hide it. So he throws it to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm behind my back, and I got the wig in my hand, and I use it as like a cloth, like clean it up. Yeah. And that's always a good bit. That wasn't originally in it.
Okay.
I suggested that to the writer or something.
Oh, cool.
So copyrights to me. So. Yeah, it was, and I enjoyed it because I didn't personally relate or find what was previously there. I can really grab onto and can.
Yeah.
So we made that work, and yeah, it seems to work. And
Yeah.
I'm a genius. So
Yeah,
what
there
can
you
I
go.
say? What can I say?
You're writing your own musical before we know it.
No one would see that. I can tell you now. No one would see that.
So you mentioned this was your West End debut.
Mm.
It was also affected by COVID, right?
Yeah.
So you opened.
Yeah, we were a month in. Did previews, did press night, which was wicked. And then yeah, COVID happened, and we turned up on a theatre, did the warm up. All the producers and people up above came on stage, and they were like, "Sorry guys, we have to close." I was like, we're like, "Oh, it's only for 2 weeks. It'll be fine. It'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll come back in September." Oh, okay, that's fine. And then it got to what I think it was June, July the year after.
Yeah.
So that was tough, but they were very good in the sense of they were constantly in conversation with us that we will be opening again. You will be getting your jobs back and all of that.
Yeah.
Some people didn't stay. That's fine. That was their choice for whatever reason. But yeah, they were very supportive and helpful in telling us that we will be getting our job back.
Yeah.
And we did move. We moved theatre.
You moved theatre.
So
yeah,
we
I was
were at
about
the
to-
Piccadilly, which was a nice theatre, but we moved to the Savoy, which does. I prefer the area because in your breaks, like you want to go to a park and stuff, and you've got Embankment Park, Piccadilly, you've not really got much
Yeah.
around. And it also works nicely. Savoy Hotel, Beverly Wilshire Hotel, all
Yeah.
that jazz. So
Yeah, it seems to suit the
there's a
musical
lot of
quite well, I
stairs.
thought.
a lot of stairs there.
Is there?
Oh yeah, and we're on the top. Us boys are on the top, so yeah.
Yeah.
You get those calves working. So
Yeah. Get the workouts in.
definitely.
How was the audition process for Giulio? Was it quite intense? Did you have to do many auditions?
So originally, I just got seen for ensemble, and I flew over because I was doing another job at the time. Flew over, did a dance call and a singing call. Flew back, got a recall. I was like, great, here we
Nice.
go. Flew back, and then they wanted to see me for Giulio, so I did the dance call again, did the singing call again, and then we did some scenes of Giulio. And yeah, and then after that, I found out. It was quite a quick audition process, to be fair, which is very rare, but they're always the good ones. So.
Yeah. It must be quite nice not having to wait. And
Well, actually, no, I lie. We did, after that one, then we had the finals in the September or something. So this was like July, and then we did have to wait. And then I had the finals, did the dance again, did the singing again, and then I found out.
okay. So it was a couple
Put in
rounds,
extra two,
but
yeah.
not too bad, not
No.
too bad.
But that one, we had Jerry Mitchell come over, the choreographer director.
Oh, cool.
So he flew over from America.
Was that more did that add to your nerves, or were you already?
Honestly, I didn't actually really know who Jerry Mitchell was to begin at first,
Sure.
which is awful. Hire me. Yeah, and I obviously I did, when I got the audition and stuff, I researched who he was, and I was like, oh, he's actually quite a big deal.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was great, and he was lovely in the room. So yeah,
Oh, cool. I would be scared
yeah.
if the.
Oh, we can
original-
swear.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
You can
God.
relax now.
Woo! I was getting nervous.
I want to talk to you about your character's voice because it is. I was not expecting it when you came on stage. I didn't know what to expect because I hadn't seen the Pretty Woman film, which I was quite pleased about because it's quite a simple plot. So I was pleased that I wasn't just sitting there knowing exactly what was going to happen. But the first time you came on as Giulio and spoke, I was like, hi.
Oh.
It's a cool voice and it's funny, but it's just not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I wanted to do something very different from my actual voice. Well, is it? I don't know. I've got a high voice anyway,
It's
but
very different
I
from your
wanted
natural
to.
voice.
Yeah, I wanted to. Yeah, make my character different and like be very like wide-eyed, very like naive and like like sort of like not kid but young and sort of wanting to make an impression. It's exhausting having to smile that much on stage.
Okay.
So when I'm facing the back or when I'm off stage, I'm like, it's just, it relaxes the muscles. But, and then, yeah, obviously the American accent, whenever I do an accent, any accent, my voice just seems to go higher anyway. So then I obviously added on that and just maybe exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Over the year, it sort of maybe
It's
got a bit
evolved.
higher. Yeah, a little bit.
Can you do the voice? Because Pretty Woman, when this goes out, is going to have closed. So some of the viewers are not going to get to experience it.
Just got to warm up.
Yeah, that's it. Do you warm up?
So this is one of the lines that I do actually mess up because I can't say very well. But your breakfast, Mr. Lewis? Would that be yours, sir?
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't say breakfast. I don't know why, but one show it did come out like you breakfast, and I was like, oh dear Lord,
Oh dear.
what just happened on stage? Or I like choked on my own spit, and I was like, you first.
Cute. Yeah.
And you have to try and keep a straight face, but that's fun. We all mess up. We all make mistakes.
It's true. But you don't even have that many lines, do you? Like actual words.
Not much to remember. It's literally yes, sir. If in doubt, just say yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice, but it is more. Yes, I don't say much, but it's very facial expression, and that's the sort of comedy I like. The physical comedy.
Absolutely.
And that's like my inspirations, like Steve Martin and Jim Carrey. I love them sort of actors. So yeah. Or like Donald O'Connor as well from Singing in the Rain.
Yeah, it is.
Those
Your
sort
character is all in the physicality. I think if you just heard your character, you'd be like,
Yeah.
what's happening? So we touched on the audience being slightly different to your stereotypical, and you've probably got a lot of people that have seen the movie. Like we said, they want to come see the show. So have you had any weird, crazy, out there audience? Like, do people shout out? Do people argue? Like, what goes on?
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we've got some interesting crowds in. We have a lot of Hindus, a lot of drunk people. We make most of our money in the bar,
Okay.
which is great because it pays the wages, but it just makes it a little bit interesting on stage.
Yeah.
We would have people getting it on in the box.
Okay.
Bit of a
That's
bit of
crazy.
sexy time, you know.
In the box.
Why not?
In the show.
Yeah, in the show. You're watching Danny Mac half naked on stage. Why would you want one to?
I'm not sure
I
about
would.
that. Would you?
I see him topless. You're like, oh, go on.
In the box.
Yeah. Got a great view.
That's crazy.
And then we've had some other sexual activities happen in the stalls.
That is, I can't imagine. That is
Yep.
unbelievable. What's your reaction? How do you keep
It's
composure
sort
on
of
stage?
disbelief. You're like, is it happening? Isn't it? You go off stage, you talk to the stage crew, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
happening.
I don't know if it helps them finish quicker, then fine. But and then what else? There one moment was in the Piccadilly when we first opened. There was obviously a really drunk audience member, and in one of the songs called "On a Night Like Tonight," it's like a barber quartet.
Yeah.
With Mr. Thompson and the bellboys, us. So then there's a bit where he goes, "You're meant to be," and he like cuts us off, and we're like, and there's silence on stage. And you couldn't have planned it. It would never happen again. Absolute silence on stage. Then you hear, you can beep this out. Don't you call me a And we're like, you just see these shoulders.
Yeah.
We're like absolutely killing ourselves, trying not to laugh. Our shoulders are going.
That's crazy.
When you walk in the room and you carry on, you're like, oh, this is,
No.
oh, you've never, oh, it was something you won't forget, but yeah, so thank you.
That's
Thank you.
wild. Was it at, why did they shout that?
They were just drunk and then obviously someone was probably saying, oh, be quiet. Don't be such a blah, blah, blah. And then someone says, don't you call me a...
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy. I wouldn't have been
So-
able to keep composure. I would have
to be
lost
fair, I
it.
don't know how we did. I really don't know how we did. Someone probably did laugh.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's mad. That is madness. On the back of that,
Yeah.
have you had any on stage, backstage mistakes, late on, missed a queue line, anything like that?
Opening night, first ever show. There's a bit where Mr. Thompson goes, "Oh, you not staying?" to Vivian. "Oh, I'll get you a limo." Clicks his fingers. "Giulio." "Yes, sir." I run on stage. La, 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 la. Yes, sir. Go off. There's another one after that with, he goes to to Edward Lewis. He goes, oh, I need a taxi to the airport. Giulio, I'm meant to come on again. I was so in my head that I was ready for the finale. Set my costume, got changed. I heard the music. I'm thinking, this sounds familiar.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Run. There's so many buttons on this jacket. There's no time. I'd either go on half naked and look like Magic Mike Jr.'s.
Junior.
Or, yeah. I was going to make another comment like that. Something Philip Schofield snap up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't make it on stage, so I just did it from the wings. And then I was
Just
so
the
annoyed.
line from the wings.
Yeah. And I was just off stage going, so
Oh,
then
no.
said the line.
Oh, the opening night.
And then I was like, oh, it's never going to happen again. Saying that, a couple of weeks ago, it happened again. So
Did
I was,
it?
Yeah, I think I was watching the football or something. So
It's always the way.
yeah,
End of the season.
I think it was Arsenal Man City.
Yeah.
Arsenal were rubbish.
Good game.
And then what else happened? Oh yeah, there's a bit where I jump over the table in the penthouse with Vivian and Kit. From the Piccadilly, they've cut down the pallet, so there's less room for me to jump.
Oh, okay.
And it's like I'm jumping like a little frog. Like I'm in second and I get my legs out of that. So it's tough. So I've got to get up and out over this table that's about way big. And then my feet clipped everything on the table. Everything's like, it's plastic, but it smashes on the floor. All this juicy stuff. And I'm like, carrying on doing the dance again. Go off stage. And then I have to come on because they're like, oh, it's part of the row. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I have to come on with blue roll, like cleaning that up while they're still going on with their scene. And I'm going, So that was a very embarrassing
That's
moment
mad.
for me.
Have you got a little extra pay for your cleaning duties?
Did I? I wish. Stingy. Stingy.
That's mad.
No, I didn't.
Well, well done for cleaning it up.
Thank you. I did
Clearing
a
up your
great job.
mess.
I did a great job.
What is your favourite part of being in Pretty Woman as a musical?
Just the audiences, to be fair. Like, obviously, sometimes it is tough. Pretty much Groundhog Day, doing the same thing over and over again. And yes, you may be having a bad day for whatever reason, but you can't bring that into work. But then as soon as that music comes up and you go out, you hear this audience and you hear this noise and it makes you remember, like, okay, this is why I do it. Like, it's not just for me. Obviously, you want all the applauses and everything.
Yeah.
But it is nice, like, seeing just people be able to escape and just whatever issues they have in their lives, they can go into the theatre, sit back, relax, and just escape for a little bit.
Yeah.
And just enjoy themselves. Some obviously, like I said earlier, enjoy themselves a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But why not? Have fun.
At least they're having a good time.
Take your shoes off. Enjoy
That's
yourself.
a really nice take on it, actually.
Thank you.
That is really lovely. Can you remember the first ever show you saw?
I saw
Yeah.
Professional.
Or can be like a local one.
My first professional one was Billy Elliot.
Okay.
My nan and granddad took me for my 9th birthday, I think.
Cute.
They were shocked when certain explicit words were used.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and I still love that show. I'd love it to come back.
Yeah.
Bit too old to be in it, but well, as that part. But I think it's such a beautiful story, and it's the music in it's really, just like solidarity. I love it, that song, and it's just powerful.
Yeah, it's a really good musical.
Especially for what was going on within the times. I'd love that to come back.
You did do Billy Elliot, didn't you?
Yeah, I did the Billy Youth Theatre. So my local drama company I did on Saturdays called Aerial Company Theatre.
Little shout out.
Look them up. They set up we entered a competition. They did like a 5-year gala at Billy Elliot, and they wanted to get lots of different schools to audition. So because we're so good, we got through to the semi-finals, which was performing at the Brighton Dome.
Yeah, I came to see that one, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just got the nod behind the camera. That was right. The Brighton Dome. We did a couple of numbers, and then we got through to the final, and me and Lizzie B, who was in Hairspray, and she's in Sister Act with a picture somewhere. It's quite nice. So obviously, the company I used to do shows with, they produce a lot of people within the industry, and they do go further. If it be on stage or off stage, there's people. It's a good place to go. So look them up. So yeah, me and Lizzie did that. She was Mrs. Wilkinson, and I was Billy. We did the toilet scene, which was great fun. And then I opened the show with, you know, the one that goes, "Raise me up." That's my great Northern accent. Yeah. And hold me gently, something like that. And then I did Electricity as well. And then I closed the show with Electricity with the actual 4 Billies from the show. Yeah. So we got to work with the directors and the choreographers, and it was really nice to sort of get them an idea of the industry I wanted to get into. And then other theatre companies did the other parts. So it was all the whole show was pieced together, but different scenes and different numbers were by different companies.
I see.
So it was really nice. And then they did the 10-year gala 5 years later, and Elton John came.
But you weren't in that one.
I was fuming. I was like, come on. We started it, at least bring him out to that one. So, but no, they said they would have loved to have kept me on and had me as a Billy, but it was 2010, so I was 2008, I was 12, so 14. I was 14, obviously looking 9 because I look so young. But obviously my voice was going to break. Never did, still hasn't. And then I went on to do Oliver when I was a young adult.
15?
15, 16, So, so everything happens for a reason, so.
It's true. Do you think that, did you know before you did the whole Billy experience, did you know that musical theatre was something that you wanted to pursue as a career?
Yeah, it was something I was introduced to, like just sort of the musical theatre films, like from my granddad and stuff. He was a big idol of mine, and like I used to watch Singing in the Rain, and like Gene Kelly was always like one of my idols, and he was short, he was athletic in his dancing, but he was very masculine, and that's what I wanted to be like, and I've danced since I was 3. And I did pantos with another company called Company of Friends, which I used to love, and I did every year. And yeah, I never wanted to do anything else. I got a twin, he's a builder. He's always known he wants to do that, but we're very different. But I've always known I wanted to do musical theatre or some sort of performing or something artistic. Yeah. Whatever that may be.
Do you have a defining moment when you can remember, like, okay, this is actually feasible for me to do as a career? Because obviously you always aspire to do it when you're a kid, but then did you have that moment where you were like, oh wow, like I could actually do this?
It was probably when I did Oliver. I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting paid for this. This is great. Like, and I was 15, so I was sort of aware of what I really wanted to do. I was sort of asking the older ensemble like how they got into it and just experience. We weren't allowed to talk to the adults because we were still chaperoned, but I still did anyway. But just to get their stories and just to hear what it's like from their point of view and what their journey was like and what I could expect, and and from then I sort of like I was assured that I wanted to do it. So.
Yeah, because so that was while Oliver was whilst you were studying for GCSEs.
Well, yeah, I was when I was on tour, I was doing tutoring, but I say tutoring, I was just sat there just messing around with the kids.
Yeah. How was that experience? Was it a stressful experience trying to do the show in GCSEs?
It was stressful trying to get my school to accept it. But at the time, Mum went in and I begged them because this is what I wanted to do, and it's an experience I never would have had, and without the experience of that, I probably wouldn't be where I am, because I've got to know the choreographers and all these different people, and then that's helped me throughout my life since then.
You studied musical theatre at college, right?
Yeah, so I finished year 11, and then I moved to a college that specified more or gave me more opportunities, I felt, that could push me further. So I went to a place in Hayward Heath called The Hub, which was great. And then after, so I did 2 years there. I did dance, musical theatre, performing arts. And then, from there, applied for different unis. So, and then, got one, luckily.
Yeah, and you went to Erdang.
I went to Erdang.
3 years.
For 3 years. I also auditioned for, I think it was Lane, GSA, and Chichester?
Okay.
Maybe? But yeah, I had this feeling when I went to Erdang, and that's where you got to base it on, when you walk into this place, you've got to spend 3 years here. You've got to move away from home. And if you feel at home here, then that's the place you should be.
Yeah.
So don't ever go to a college just because it's, this person who's playing the lead was in it. It needs to be right for you.
Yeah.
If it's right for them, it needs to be right for you.
And did you feel immediately when you went in, were you like, this is it, this is it?
Yeah, and obviously a big factor was it is in London. It's down the road from here. Get the 73 bus, I think it is. And it goes straight in here, so you can finish college and then go and watch a show, which I loved it. It was, situated within the theatre world. So.
Yeah, keeps you in the buzz, keeps you in, even when you're not at college.
Angel, where it's based, is lovely. Islington's beautiful, so...
What was you mentioned that you auditioned for a few schools. How did you find the audition processes at the different schools? Because obviously they're all fairly similar, but everywhere has their own kind of way of doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. So Erdang was a full day, which I loved, and so was Lane. GSA, not so much. They take your fee and you just do a singing round and then you go. Yeah. Which I don't really agree with. I don't know why you have to pay to audition anyway, but that's another story. But if you are paying this silly fee, at least give them a whole day experience and get an idea of this place, just to show that they care, and they don't care just about the money. But that's uni. But I just had a feeling. Lane, I did like Lane, and lots of people said it would be good. Got into it, but I think the funding as well from Erdang was a big factor as well. And I wanted to do a degree course, so I had something to fall back on if I ever needed it. Or when I retire. But yeah, I just felt more at home there. Yeah. So, and actually, one of the choreographers at Oliver still teaches there.
Oh, cool.
So I walked in, I was like, hang on a minute.
Hello.
What are you doing there? So, and that was only, 3 years after I finished Oliver. So
yeah. Were they at your audition for Erdang?
Yeah. They teach tap, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's great fun. He's funny.
Nice. Do you have any advice for people who are thinking about auditioning now? People who are, I think auditions are happening soon for drama school.
Yeah.
And when this goes out, they'll probably be starting to happen. So do you have anything you wish you'd have known when you were auditioning, or anything that you would say to people now?
Just don't stress. Don't overthink it. I know it's really cringy, but be yourself. No one wants a carbon copy of someone. Don't try and be a certain person you see on the stage. What you bring is unique, and people want uniqueness because it's not boring. If you have, it's like military people. You don't want that. You just want someone that's fresh, and just be yourself, have a laugh, be comfortable, and just, be friendly, be normal. And just don't stress. There's nothing to stress about. They should be the one stressing. You're the one showing them why they should choose you, not the other way around. So you're technically auditioning them, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And that also comes to normal auditions. So it's your time that they're using, not the other way around. You go in there, bash out a couple of songs, have a little boogie, maybe a couple of scenes, and just enjoy yourself. There's nothing to stress about. And I've learned that over the years. I'm a big stressor anyway, but and a big overthinker. But now I've done a show or two. You don't need. There's no point. What's the point in stressing when you go look back and go if you don't get it, you don't get it. You'll get someone else. And if you don't get it, you don't want to do that show anyway. So what's the point? So, or there will be another year. You can go back another year and be like, okay, I should have done that maybe differently. And then, but also the casting directors like to see you grow. So if you're not maybe ready, they want to see you again and be like, they've worked on themselves, they're ready for this. This is what we want. They show determination. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Off the back of that, how do you deal with rejection? You touched on it, I guess, kind of like, well, it's just not right for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is tough. But you've got to just say, okay, it happened for a reason. It is what it is. Like I think I auditioned for Hamilton a couple of weeks ago, got through a couple of rounds, and then got a no. It is what it is. Like, yes, great show, but did I think I'd be right for it? Personally, no, but I still got it into for the audition. But yeah, then something else came along. And that's just how it works. You just got to wait and someone else will come.
Yeah.
And even if it is your dream show, like, oh, I've always wanted to be in whatever, and then you don't get the audition, or you get the audition and you don't get it, and then someone else will come, and then that might even lead to something better. So, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a really good outlook to have. It's very important to have a positive outlook. Because
I know it's tough because it is money and you've got to survive, but that's why you've always got to try and find something that you can fall back on. Like, I go work with my dad building, or don't get paid great, but it's family, so it's different. Yeah. I don't even build anyway, I just make a cup of tea. But you got to, like, even like a little cafe job or something, like just something flexible that you, and they are hard jobs to find, but I know a lot of people that do have these like events they go and do. So there's no need to stress about the money, because you need to be able to have something set aside just in case.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the Theatre Cafe. This is a great place to come and work if you are a performer.
Come apply. Come apply. You might get to meet us.
Your previous credits, I wanted to chat a little bit about your time in the band in Germany.
Yeah.
Because, so that was it wasn't your first professional job, but it was your first one abroad, right? Not in the UK.
And yeah, I left college, did a panto, and then auditions were coming through, and then I always said to my agent, stupidly, I only want to work in the UK, don't want to work abroad. Stupidly, just naive little Alex. But I can honestly say that was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I grew as a person. I got closer to my family because I was away from home, so I'd open up more. And it was just, you're in a different environment, you're in a different country. I felt more free. I could be myself more because I had no one, like I said, I'm a big overthinker. I care what people think too much. But being in a different country, I could just relax and be myself and not have a care in the world. It was a great show. I loved it. It's Take That. No one who doesn't like Take That. The musical's been changed a little bit, and it's now The Greatest Days.
Okay.
And they got a film coming out.
Nice.
Not as good as our one. But yeah, and I made some great friends in that who I'm still in contact with. One of the guys is in Greece.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it was a beautiful show, beautiful story. And it was just great fun. We were in Berlin for the summer, and then we were in Munich for Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
Yeah.
So you definitely, you need to do these experiences. And I'm like, okay, I want to work. Okay, now work Germany. I want to work in England. Done that, great. Now I want to work in different places and try different things. I want to do a UK tour, a world tour, blah, blah, blah. Just try these different things and just experience life as it is. So, yeah.
Do you have a favourite location that you toured in Germany?
So we only did 2. Oh. So it was meant to be 3, but for whatever reason. But Berlin, definitely.
Yeah.
Berlin was beautiful. Like the Tiergarten, the park.
Okay.
It's so flat, and like you get your bikes, you'd be like cycling around, just chill by the little canal thing, river, whatever. But it was lovely. It was, I definitely want to go back there.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of downtime? Because did you go to Germany to rehearse?
Yes. So the auditions were here, and then we got through, and then there was like 2 or 3 of us in the audition that they said, we're going to fly you to Germany.
Wow. And
then we went, and then did another round of auditions, but they already knew they wanted us, and they just wanted some other people. So there was, and the thing is, there was a mix of different like ethnicities as well. Like there was 2 Germans, there was an Italian, there was a Swedish guy, and then 2 English guys. One of the guys was previously out there already doing the German show, so he could speak a little bit. I did GCSE German, didn't listen, stupidly. But I can order a coffee.
Hold on.
Hallo, ich hätte gerne eine 2 Kaffee bitte.
Could be correct.
That means I would like a coffee or maybe 2 coffees. I don't know. I can't remember.
Sounds good.
I know all the basics, and that's all you needed. But obviously, a lot of people speak English. So
yeah.
So, and the show, like so the company were German or spoke German. So the speech was in German, the dialogue was all in German, but the songs were in English.
Okay.
Luckily, us boys, we just sang, we didn't speak.
Oh, really? Okay.
So me and my mate Zario, who did the Let It Shine competition, he came out as well. So we'll be standing there sort of listening, like they'll be doing the scene and we'll be like, no idea what's going on. Luckily, it's quite a, what's the word? Not emotional. Don't know. You can tell from, even if they're speaking a different language, you can tell.
Okay, yeah.
Their feeling behind it.
Sure.
So you sort of understood when you had to move, or like what if something was sad, you'd be like, oh, happy, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing about the German audience is they can't clap in time.
They not.
No, so you go.
Yeah.
And they go. Like, it's horrible. But they were great. They were great. And lovely fans as well, actually.
Did you get a lot of, because obviously there's fans all over the world of Take That. Did you have a load of fans?
Yeah, we had lots of fans. Even from when it was in England, the band was in England, they came over as well, like those fans. And then Take That actually came out as well.
Oh, wow.
So they came out a couple of times. So we got to meet them. Me and Gary are best friends now.
Yeah.
And then they had a concert in Hamburg as well, so they gave us tickets to the concert, and that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've never been to a concert, let alone a Take That concert.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's one thing to tick off the list.
Yeah. Do you think now you've done 3 years in Pretty Woman and you've done UK tour with Oliver and you've performed in Germany, do you think you have a preference? Or do you prefer being at home in London? Or
I think it depends on the job. Like I've always said I'd love to do Tarzan, which is only in Germany.
Yeah.
Predominantly in Germany. Depends, because I ideally want to move up north anyway. So if there was a UK tour, that could work perfectly.
That would be good, yeah.
Not a preference as such.
Just depends on the job, whatever comes around.
Yeah.
So you mentioned having a lot of fans coming to the stage door in Germany. Was that your first time experiencing like fans of a show or of you?
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, and obviously you're playing a boy band, but sometimes you felt like you were in an actual boy band with like the lovely fans, and like they give you gifts and stuff, and like they would always be there. Like you'd see a lot of the same people coming back again and again. People would dress up in the costumes.
Oh, cute.
Like, but they were so lovely. So,
what sort of gifts?
So in a previous show, one of the guys, he did a Tanz de Vampire, which is Dance of the Vampires. He got like a coffee machine. He got like, I think it was AirPods.
That's nice. A whole coffee machine.
I need a new MacBook if anyone wants to give me one. But no, they were lovely. And then we had this bear, and then they gave us a load of money at the end. Like this one fan, they all collected a load of money. And then we donated it to like a kids' charity.
Yeah, that's nice of you.
It wasn't my choice.
Well, it was the right choice.
I did feel like I needed a bonus, but maybe not. No, it went to a better place.
That's good. We're going to talk a little bit about your offstage life now. How you wind down, what you do in between shows, what you do in between jobs. So to start us off, what do you do like after a show? Because obviously after a show you're buzzing. And how long's your commute home?
About an hour.
Yeah, so an hour I guess is enough time to try and wind down, but you're on a train, so
Yeah, I either FaceTime family and just chill. Sometimes, on one of the trains, you get this guy. All the time, the same guy.
Yeah.
With his guitar, Johnny Cash. Every time. He does a bit of Elvis as well.
Nice.
And then you just hear these strums, you're like, oh, God, here we go again.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, my name's not Johnny, but I do need a lot of cash. Like, oh.
Classic.
I've heard
What
this
a line.
Yeah, not when you've heard the joke about 10,000 times and you're tired. But, so I try to relax when I'm not on that train. But, yeah, just chill on the train, watch a couple of TV series, whatever I'm watching. Go home, have a cup of tea, get in bed, play a bit of FIFA.
Yeah.
Sleep.
And wake up and do the same thing the next day.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So yeah, not really a lot to wind down.
Yeah, it must be tricky finding the time to socialise and go out because I mean you have one day off, but obviously what's your day off?
So I have a Monday off.
Not great for the rest of us that work like 9 till 5.
Literally. So and when I get home, everyone's asleep. When I wake up, everyone's at work. But I look after my little nephew on Mondays anyway, or Tuesdays, it varies. Just to help my sister and her partner out.
Yeah.
And also it allows me to see him as well. Yeah, so he's wicked.
Yeah.
Crazy, but
that's cute. And I guess in a long contract like Pretty Woman, you have the opportunity to take holiday days, right?
Yeah, and I tried to really use them either to go away or to go see the missus, her family.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good. So it's not so bad, because I assume on tours and stuff, it's a little bit harder to take holiday.
With tours, it's either set holiday, so that the whole company will be off for a couple of weeks.
Sure.
So that's your holiday.
Yeah.
So you don't get any, because that, worked out as that. Some you can.
Okay.
But also, before you even sign a contract, you can always get pre-contractuals. So if you've got like a wedding or whatever,
sure,
you can get those pre-booked.
I wanted to congratulate you. I follow you on Instagram and I saw that you're engaged.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
Seems like ages ago, but
When did you get engaged? Remember, I'm testing you now.
End of last year, 16th of December.
Nice, day after my birthday. Love that. But yeah, congratulations. And also, I have seen that you've got a little YouTube channel.
Yeah.
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 I like watching those videos. They're fun. Do you want to tell the listeners and the watchers what you do?
So, well, who doesn't want to be like a Blue Peter presenter anyway? Like growing up. But then I was like, I'd love to, like later on down the line, whenever that may be, I would love to get into kids TV presenting, obviously looking at moving up north, Media City. It's always been something that I've wanted to do, and then just sort of within lockdown, like rethinking about stuff, it made me think, okay, I could maybe start thinking about making some stuff. So I got a little nephew, might as well use and abuse that. So I was like, come let's sing some nursery songs and make some paper dinosaurs or whatever, or bedtime stories.
Yeah, we watched the dinosaur one. That was cute.
Oh yeah, that was But also trying to do like I did one when I was like painting with him, like Easter cards or something. Oh, I could see why people say don't work with kids or animals, because he's just there going, oh, let's mix all this paint together and touch everything, and I'm like, no. And you're trying to be friendly, and there's a camera rolling.
Yeah,
so
it's a good experience.
Yeah, it tests your patience, but it's definitely something I'd love to do, whenever, that happens. So.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's cute. On the back of hobbies and other things, do you have any hidden talents or skills?
Hidden talents
that you want the world to know about?
I can do a really good death drop, like really good.
Really?
Like I get height and everything. I did it in Pretty Women. We've always got space.
Okay, we'll circle back to that at the end. We'll move the table, but
really good.
Remember we need to get Alex's death drop. I'm excited for that.
Good. So am I.
Before you injure yourself, hopefully not. If you could change one thing about the industry
I think you were going to say about me.
No.
About the industry?
About the industry that we work or that you work in. So,
more than one day off.
okay, yeah,
I think.
yeah,
Most, even if it isn't, I know most shows sell well on the weekend. Fine, even if you have a Monday and Tuesday off. Like, just it is relentless, and you need to really you build the stamina up. But I personally think you need more days off, personally, or more holidays.
yeah. Because it does vary from musical to musical. Because
Definitely.
obviously
like
some
Frozen, I know they have 2 shows off.
That's nice.
So I sort of picked the wrong job, but no, I personally think 2 days off is needed.
Yeah.
Even if you chuck in another matinee somewhere else, fine.
Yeah.
At least you've got those 2 days off just to chill.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's a good suggestion. So any producers that are watching, listen. I think that brings us... Oh, I lied. We've got a game.
Woo-hoo,
We've got a game to play,
game.
which it's conceptualized by the producer, Elle. She's done a really good job. It's called Would I Improvise to You? And before we started rolling, you came up with 2 facts with my producer, Elle, and then she has written another fact, but you haven't heard it yet, and it's not actually a fact, it's a lie. So I'll give a brief explanation of the game. It is a cross between Would I Lie to You and 2 truths and 1 lie. So I've now got 3 facts in front of me. However, like I just said, only 2 of them are true and 1 is a lie. I'm going to ask you about the 3 facts to try and figure out which one's the lie and which 2 are true. And it's up to you to improvise, because obviously this is the first time you're going to have heard.
I'm a professional actor and I should be able to do this.
Exactly. And so then hopefully you don't have a very good poker face and I can figure it out. However, I haven't got one right yet.
Good.
So...
Spoiler.
Yeah.
I might double bluff, you never know.
You never know. Right. Fact 1.
Oh, you got them there?
I've got them on my screen. Yeah. Sent across. It's crazy technology these days.
Technology these days, eh?
Fact 1. Alex once cried for real on stage. So not stage tears, for real. Okay. I'm going to read out all 3 facts. Then I'm going to circle back and ask you questions about them. Fact 2. During Alex's tour of the band in Germany, he had a big wardrobe malfunction when his trousers split during a dance number. It wouldn't surprise me. You do an awful lot of jumping in Pretty Woman as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you've split your trousers a few times in Pretty Woman as well. Fact 3. Fact 3. Alex threw up right after the first number of Pretty Woman recently. It says, oh dear. That is an oh dear. Okay. Fact 1. You cried for real on stage. What made you cry? Why were you...
Why?
Were you just in the emotion of the scene, or was it like an external...
Oh, it was an external thing. There was a bit of drama previously.
Oh.
With... Oh, yeah. Just with a cast member. So, and we're singing it. And obviously, Take That songs aren't very great when you're upset.
Oh,
so
there's some emotional ones.
There's Back for Good, like, whatever I say, whatever. Or there's said it all, nothing to say at all. So, yeah.
So there was some drama.
You're singing these words, but you're really feeling it because you're thinking about the
it hits
drama.
Home.
Yeah.
It hits home.
So, yeah.
Okay. Fact 2, you had a big wardrobe malfunction where your trousers split during the band in Germany.
Yeah, so they've got a canteen downstairs.
Okay.
It's cheap. It's good food. So it was lunch. It was a matinee, so just before the second show, I stocked up.
Yeah.
There was some good desserts going on. Probably had 1 too many.
Okay.
Went to go do the dance move when it's like, dance. As soon as I did that, so I had to do the whole number with a rip in my trousers.
With a rip in your trousers?
Couldn't face the back. Well, I tried not to face the back.
Yeah.
So no one saw.
Where was the rip? Was it in like the crotch?
Crotch all the way out.
All the way round?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. That is bad. And you just carried on like it was nothing.
I'm a professional, aren't I? Well, clearly not. Cried on stage.
And number 3, It says Alex threw up right after the first number of Pretty Woman.
Yep.
If I had to bet anything, I would be willing to bet it was a heavy night out the night before.
No, I don't really go out much. I don't really drink much anymore. So no, it was a bug.
Bug.
I had a bug on the Wednesday, threw up, got through. I was like, I'm ready to come back to work. Did the first number, doing my backing vocals in the wings. What was it? I think it was Anywhere But Here. So it's the R's.
Yeah.
And I was going,
oh no. Gross.
Grabbed up one of the bins and just threw up.
Back in the wings.
Yep. My mic was probably still on.
That's great.
So you probably heard Amy singing beautifully, going anywhere but here.
That's great. All of you actors are really good at this game,
right.
And I can never guess.
I'm not bad at my job.
I can never guess which one it is. Your story for the fact one about the crying, it does make perfect sense. They are very sad songs, some of them, very emotional songs. I can imagine being in your emotions. Can you tell me more about
Did he have
the
a car?
move that split your trousers?
So it's in a second,
Okay.
in a plie
A
second,
deep second.
and we do this move where the arm, that one's there and that one's behind,
Yeah.
and you're bringing it forward,
Okay.
and you're just constantly in that position.
And
So
you're
it's
like bouncing.
yeah, it's a wide lunge at second
Okay. Okay.
in tight trousers.
You threw up. Why didn't you? Why didn't you like run, not backstage to throw? Was there just no time?
No, so I'd finished the number, I'd gone off,
Yeah.
and I had to do a quick change. So I'd mid-change, singing,
Okay.
and then gagging.
Mid change and singing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, this is hard. This is really hard. I feel like you did cry. It's between 2 and 3 for me. It threw me off at the start when you said you'd had too much to eat, but now you've explained more. Because you just have to eat so much for it to split. You'd have to, I don't even know. Oh, and would you just...
I've got a peachy bum, remember.
remember?
Not remember! Yeah, see what happens off camera.
I'm gonna go for... The story changed for 3. First of all, you were singing, then you were changing, then you were changing and singing. But I feel like I'm gonna make myself look like an idiot here. Okay, I'm just gonna go for 3 as the lie. Oh, don't give me that look. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. 3's not the lie, is it?
No, it's number 2.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Oh, I will get one of these right. One day I will get one correct. That is frustrating. Right, well, thank you so much for coming on. We
Thank
do
you for
have a little
having me.
gift to say thank you for you coming on. So thank you, Ollie. Thank you very much. I'll let you open it before I explain what it is. But yeah, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate you being here, giving your time up. Have you got a show today?
No.
Okay.
Monday.
Oh, so Monday is the day off. Yeah, you did tell me that.
You?
But yeah, so it's got the Yorkshire Knitter on the label, and Yorkshire Knitter.
Love it. That is cute.
It's a little
Life
doll.
size as well.
Yeah, it's in proportion. And Yorkshire Knitter is my good friend Ellie. She's got her own website, her own Instagram, where she does personalized commissions. She does little dolls. She does ones of your pets, key rings, etc. Yeah, check her out because she's really cool, and she's very kindly made gifts for our guests, which are little dolls of them in their most recent role. So they're really cute.
No, that's lovely. I love that. Thank you so
They are to
much.
proportion. You're welcome. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for your
Have a
time.
good rest of your day off. Thank you for giving up your time on your day off. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we need to do the death drop.
For those of you listening, Alex is currently doing his death drop, so make sure to check out our social media to see that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was awesome getting to speak to Alex. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, do all that lovely stuff, and make sure you tune in for next week's episode.